the National Health Service staff who've looked after the Prime Minister. And she also said that in the last few days, or in the time since last Sunday evening when Boris Johnson went into hospital, there have been some dark times, probably hinting that in fact he was feeling extremely ill. And in fact, the Prime Minister himself on Sunday has said that, or in the last 24 hours, has said that the NHS saved his life. So lots of gratitude there. There will be a lot of relief within his cabinet that he is getting better. Of course, he won't be back to work anytime soon, having been in intensive care, but certainly the message is that he's getting better.
And given his personality, Nadeem, offset against what his father Stanley was saying a few days ago, which is he's got to, recuperate properly. Given who Boris Johnson is, I guess he'll be champing at the bit, however, to get back to work, because there are issues there, aren't there? I mean, whether it's Dominic Raab or Matt Hancock or Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, none of that triangle of people have exactly covered themselves in glory when it comes to the fight against, for different issues granted, the fight against coronavirus in the UK.
Interesting point, Peter. I mean, certainly Boris Johnson knows that the government is under pressure, even from its own supporters right now, in terms of its response on things like PPE, personal protective equipment, for health workers. And there have been criticisms by the families of some of the at least 19, perhaps more, health workers who've died either after working in hospitals or clinics. And on Saturday, the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, was asked if she would apologise to those families for the lack of provision. She really didn't go there. She said, I'm sorry if people feel that there were failings. Well, we know that people feel there were failings. Many health workers tell us there were failings, and in fact some cabinet ministers have hinted as much in terms of the speed at which protective equipment was supplied around the country. They're saying that they're now getting hundreds of thousands of pieces of kit to where it needs to get to urgently after an arrival of a flight from Turkey on Friday. They're also under pressure on their messaging. Matt Hancock, you referenced, the Health Secretary, who'll be holding a daily briefing in the next couple of hours. He, on Friday, suggested health workers should be using their equipment sparingly so that it could go round better. Well, they've been saying we're having to use it too sparingly. We're having to reuse our equipment when it's just for a single use, and we're putting our health at risk. Their unions have certainly, in no uncertain terms, told the government that their members are taking